It's time for this week's segment of Happier at Home. This morning, we're discussing a topic that is extremely hard to address.
Yeah, we're talking about how to help your loved ones with dementia cope with the loss of a spouse. This more, we're joined as always by Deb Marcello from Happier at Home. Deb, good morning. Thank you for waking up with us. This is a difficult topic.
Yes, it is. But as I always discuss on TV, talking about making sure you're planning in advance. So it's important to realize that there are different stages of dementia. There are probably more now than 5 million Americans that have Alzheimer's disease and another 1.8 million that have dementia of some sort. So planning in advance is a really important thing. One of the things that we tell our patients to do is the families of those with dementia really should write down what their daily routine is, what their habits are, if there are any triggers that will kind of set them off so you could avoid those, and also what their food preferences are. So really having their spouse or whomever is their caregiver planning in advance with those types of things also.
I imagine this could create a lot of confusion and a lot of emotion. What is it that you typically see from those who are going through something like this?
You know, it really does depend on the stage of dementia, but if they do, if they're able to understand, of course, they go through the grieving process. If they have advanced dementia, Alzheimer's, sometimes they don't realize that their loved one is actually gone. So it's important to meet them where they are. And if they are feeling that their loved one is just gone on a trip, live in that moment with them. Don't fight them. It's, their reality. So understanding that everyone's going to have a different reaction. And if they have a good feeling about the spouse, then sharing pictures from when they were courting, their marriage, their children, sharing those pictures, and that even though they may not be able to verbally express what they want to, the emotions will be there for them. And sometimes it may be sad, but they may need to go through the grieving process just like anyone else would need to.
You also recommend that family offer reassurance that they do have loved ones that care for them and are actively caring for them, that just because they lost their significant other, that it does not mean that there's no one left in their world.
Right. So often I've seen couples have this symbiotic relationship where one person has that dementia, the other one is caring for them. And so making sure that they feel safe and that even though their spouse isn't there or their significant other isn't there anymore, that someone is there to help them and care for them, and they're not going to be left alone. And that's another thing, making sure that they're not socially isolated. So if they are able to be left alone for a period of time, that you're still having frequent communication with them. There are so many great ways to be able to stay in touch with someone. Doesn't need to be just over the phone. There are different devices that you could use for virtual visits that are simple for them to use as well. So making sure they're not isolated. Music elicits incredible memories for those with dementia. I mean, it does for anyone, but playing music from the previous era, maybe when they were courting, their marriage, anything that could really bring back those memories for them, that's really helpful as well.
Deb, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. We're running out of time here, but one of the other things on your list is, give them time to adapt. It may seem like a good idea to move them into your home, but too many major life changes could, just cause further trauma and confusion.
Yeah.
Right.
Deb, what's the website people can visit for more?
You can go to happieratHome.com and we'll have this blog written up and we'll be able to connect you with some resources as well if needed.
All right, Deb, thank you.
Perfect.
Local headlines are up next.